I've always had a love for children. Professionally, I'm an early childhood educator, so I love being around children and having that influence with them and supporting them to grow and develop and making sure their basic needs are being met. So my ex-husband actually worked at a school, and there was a little boy whose mum, it was at Christmas time, and his mum had passed away and he had no other family. And I had said to my ex-husband at the time, just bring him home. We can look after him. And my ex-husband said, you can't just do that. And then we were at church and saw the advertisement of, would you like to become a foster carer? And he said, if you want to do it, let's do it the right way. Reached out to Lutheran Care and went from there, really. And that was 12 years ago. So it's been quite a while. Back then, for the application, it took about a year to be approved. I think that has shortened over time. But lots of interviews to make sure that you really are committed to doing it, because you are taking in another child, like you are taking responsibility for another little human in the world, and it's not something that should be entered into lightly by any means. Meetings happened with Lutheran Care, and then they provide that initial training. We had already had another foster child and she was reunited, and then we chose to have another baby of our own. So I was 6 months pregnant, and we got a phone call asking if we would have this little tiny baby just for 6 weeks. And I said yes, thinking in my head that, you know, he would go before I had to give birth, and 11 years on, he's still with us. It was just like having any of my other children, you know, like that little baby, their basic needs of nappies and food and sleep, and that was about it. So when we first got my son, he was a newborn baby, 13 days old. And then as he got older, we noticed that his needs were a bit higher than our other children. So we worked quite closely with Lutheran Care, who supported us in getting him that extra help that he needed. So before I was a specialist carer, I was working full-time. I'm a single mum with 4 children, and it was a lot to juggle and fit in a child with additional needs and all of his therapies and meetings and things like that. So now that I'm a specialist foster carer, I have that flexibility to be able to better support my family and my children. The support from Lutheran Care is upped, so I get fortnightly visits from them, but at the same time, if anything arises or I need a chat or support or anything outside of those fortnightly visits, they are 100% contactable and willing to help. It's not always easy, and a bit of support and a bit of understanding can really help us to move forward. There are so many children out there who need the love and support and care, and if you at all have had any thoughts about becoming a foster carer, please reach out and contact Lutheran Care. Yes, you're helping a child, but you're also getting that love in return when you foster these children, and you're teaching them how to build those relationships, and for some of them you're giving them the love that they've never had before, and they learn to give that back as well. They learn to love you back just as much, which is pretty special.